So, hey guys, welcome to the Sandro Linux Community Podcast. It is the 17th of May, 2024. So it is a nice day here in the UK, and hopefully you guys are doing well out there. And today we're going to be discussing a number of stories. So the first one we are going to be talking about is the Twitter to X transition. So it's now fully complete on the front end and the back end, it appears. And now, yeah, Twitter is now officially all of the core systems are on x.com. So of course, there is the historical context of this. So of course, Elon Musk used to lead the company x.com. So he used to, I think he used to be the CEO of x.com. And of course, when they became PayPal, when there was that sort of corporate change, Elon Musk was actually forced out of the company. And now, of course, I guess this is a bit of a spiritual victory for Musk, I suppose. Because now, of course, he now has x.com, and one of the largest websites on the entire internet is now on that domain name. So, of course, I think people will still be referring to this website as Twitter, not just X. However, maybe if Elon Musk keeps control of the company for maybe another 10, 20 years, people will start actually referring to it as X, but I don't really see that as a likely possibility.
We should start protesting.
Yeah. I mean, what a worthy...
That blue bird.
Yeah, that's totally a worthy cause, totally not a very, very silly thing. What about all the blue birds out there? I mean, what are they gonna do? They've no longer got their representation on the internet, and yeah, bad day for people who like bluebirds, because now there's gonna be less of them on the internet. Now, now moving on to the next story. So, good news for GTA fans. The long wait, maybe, is going to be slightly shorter. So, GTA 6 is apparently coming in fall 2025. Rockstar have now fully confirmed that fact. So this is going to be the launch date, and of course it could be changed because, of course, although this is a very big release, there are sometimes delays in video games, so don't hold your breath too much. But hopefully we do see this title come out next fall, and for the British and non-American audience, that is autumn. Yeah. Just in case you don't know what the fall is. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure most British people would know what the fall is, but just in case you don't, we want to make sure everybody knows what we are discussing. Now, the privacy, really, like, the messiahs of privacy, really, like, the best people talking about privacy right now, the people with the best track record out there, the NSA, have now are now giving advice on keeping your phone secure. So
Wow.
so I would trust probably like some random person on the street, like a drug dealer, more than the NSA to tell me how to keep a phone secure, because it's not exactly always in the NSA's interest to keep your phone secure. However, of course, against some actors, it is. So, of course, if it is the NSA, then they don't care, because of course they want to be able to surveil your communications and be able to, of course, compromise your phone if they do want to get information on you. However, of course, if it's another actor, perhaps they'll actually help you, give you a few tips on how to avoid some privacy and security potential potential pitfalls, I suppose. And this is one of them. So apparently, you should turn off your phone at least every week. Seems a bit self-explanatory to me. I don't really see this as being much more than just common sense. However, apparently this is a advice now being given by the NSA. So cool.
Wow.
Wow, yeah. Apparently this originally came from PC Welt. So this is the sister publication to PC World, the German version. I have no clue why the German version was reporting this first before the English version, given that the NSA are a English speaking organization. I don't know why that is the case. I suppose it's for the people over at PC Welt and PC World to tell you. That is a bit random, yeah. What do you think, Piggis? Why would they publish an article about an English, a American organization on the German publication first?
Because Germans are spies. No.
No, yeah, I don't know why they would do that. But this is good advice. Perhaps you should turn off your phone a bit more regularly. There are other ways to secure your phone, but overall, this is better advice than nothing. Now,
Because
yeah.
it feels weird coming from the NSA.
Yeah, it's like, you know how you can secure your phone, make sure nobody compromises it. For example, somebody could hack into your phone to like,
Mhm.
gather information, and of course that is us. But yeah, it's
We
like,
can't track your location when you do this.
yeah, it's like you can turn off your phone, and then we can only track your location if we remotely turn on your phone. If we still have that capability, we're not sure. Yeah, it's like they still don't acknowledge most of the stuff that was leaked about them back in 2013 by Snowden. Uh, and overall, it's a they are a state surveillance agency, so you can sort of expect it from them. But you don't always expect the good advice, so perhaps that's a nice bonus. Anyway, moving on to the next story here. So Lenovo and Motorola are getting a sales ban in Germany. So the Germans will no longer be able to use Lenovo or Motorola phones if these sales bans go through. So you'll no longer be able to buy them in Germany. So these phones apparently violated some patents, which apparently are now being Apparently there's now some sort of proceedings going on in court, which means that now Lenovo and Motorola phones are being banned. Now, hopefully for the German consumers out there, this is a quick ban. Hopefully Motorola and Lenovo are back soon. And, of course, for second-hand sales, we don't know whether this will affect the second-hand market. Probably not, but we will have to see. And, yeah, this is bad news for German consumers. Less choice.
Mm.
That's my analysis, at least. Yeah. Okay. So, the Nokia 3210 is apparently having a sort of relaunch here, a revamped version, so a sort of revival of this old design has happened. HMD announced this a while back, earlier in 2024, and now the new Nokia 3210 has been released, and the first sales round has took place in China, the current market for this phone, and it was already sold out on day one. So, apparently this was being sold through many Chinese outlets such as JD.com and a number of other Chinese retailers. And now, apparently it supports Alipay, so you can actually pay for stuff using your phone, so that's extra functionality. Of course, for those who just want the simple features of a phone, this isn't so appealing. But with many modern 4G dumb phones, they have integrated some smart technology. Now, the reason I am including this in the Android section and not the other section, like I might if it was a non-Android phone, well, yeah, they are actually using Android for this device. So it's using Mockor 5 instead of KaiOS, which is the typical OS for dumb phones. I mean, what do you think of this, Piggus? Another sort of throwaway phone, or perhaps could this be a quite a popular handset if it's launched in the West?
I mean, it's a nostalgic phone.
Yeah, I don't know how much nostalgia there would be for this phone in China. I don't think it was the biggest handset there, but I am not totally sure. I'm not, I don't know much about the Chinese phone market like, the smartphone, I suppose. So perhaps it was. But yeah. It's a cool thing to be able to show off to your friends. You've got this old looking phone with this new coat of paint, and of course all of these new features. I'm just waiting for the 5G dumb phones. It'll be interesting to see those. Yeah. Maybe 5G will come to some dumb phones soon. Who knows? Anyway, but yeah, there might not be too much advantage to that. Anyway, moving on to the next story. Let me just remove the section. This is old news, right? So, Australia. Bad news for the Australians, bad news for those who are using dumb phones. So if you currently use 3G phones, this is really bad news. If you are an Australian, so people in Australia will now have to deal with the 3G network shutdown. So it is official if you use a 3G phone. So if you use an old smartphone from pre-2012, if you use a dumb phone which uses 3G, you will soon have your cell service cut off. If you live in Australia, so that will happen in 3.5 months. So this is really short notice from the Australian authorities. I would have hoped for more notice, like maybe what happened in the UK or in other countries. But no, Australia are only giving you 3 months to prepare. So please do keep that in mind if you use a dumb phone, that your cell service will soon be shut off. Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you have any thoughts on that, Pigus?
And, it's a little short of a notice, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 3 months, like, that might not be enough time for people to get enough money to buy a new phone. That might not be enough time for people to get the notice. Maybe people who live
Mm.
rurally might not actually know about this until they see it last minute. Or perhaps they'll never see it, and perhaps they'll be cut off from the internet. There's so many possibilities here of how this could go horribly wrong. And I think it is just ill-advised by the Australian authorities to just do this in such short notice. Yeah.
I mean, 3G just works, so why shut it down?
To allocate the bandwidth to other, allocate the frequencies, I mean, to um, other radio waves, like 4G and stuff like that.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, couldn't they have just planned this slightly better and just given a bit more notice? Perhaps that is what Australians should be able to expect. But clearly not. Yeah. Okay, so TikTok is testing hour-long videos in a potentially not the smartest move. So apparently they are now testing these 60-minute video clips, and 60 minutes is a long time to be listening or watching a video. Even on YouTube, some of those videos still don't get the same viewer retention, the same amount of people watching the videos as those who have slightly yeah, who have slightly shorter videos. 5 minutes is really the best length for those sort of shorter form videos. And of course, on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, it is very short. Of course, like 10 seconds is often how long people spend on those formats. So it is really a stretch to suggest that TikTok users are likely to actually use this feature and actually watch hour-long content, given people who use TikTok are unlikely to really want this sort of stuff. And it is really TikTok trying to compete with YouTube on their home turf. I mean, YouTube's staple has always been the long-form video on the internet, and now apparently TikTok are trying to outcompete them on that sort of format, and I don't think it will work. I don't know what your thoughts are, Pigus. Do you think this could have a shot, or do you think this will just be a failure?
I mean, the TikTok audience, I don't think they are on the platform to watch longer content.
Yeah, I don't think people on the platform, people often, I mean, a lot of people, I know people love to say about how short attention spans and stuff like that,
Mhm.
but of course, you know, an element of that is true in the sense of people aren't going to watch hour-long content, man.
Yeah.
on TikTok, and really suggesting that alongside this really short content, I just don't think will be popular. I think it's a miscalculation from TikTok. I think if they looked at their data, they will probably see something different. If they just looked at the analytics, man, they have the data sitting at their table. Why don't they just look at it? I don't see why they don't, but perhaps this is just them trying to corner the market. Corner the entire video market and leave nothing for the competitors. Perhaps that's the idea, but I don't think it will be a success.
Yeah. No.
Now, bad news for the Tesla fans out there. If you use Steam on your Tesla, if you're driving along and you're, playing Fortnite and then you smash your car and you roll it and you die, well, that won't be a problem anymore because apparently now you will no longer be able to play Steam in most Teslas. So with new Teslas, you'll most likely, with new Model X variants, you will no longer be able to play Steam. And of course, this was a major selling point. It is pretty cool having a sort of console, a sort of PC in in your car. It is a pretty interesting feature, but of course, with this change, perhaps people won't miss it too much. I'm not sure how much this was used. You would have had to be parked up. I was joking previously. You can't just play video games while driving. That is unless you hacked your Tesla. But yeah, of course, this is a feature that some people will miss, but the majority probably will not. It's a cost-cutting measure. That is one thing for certain. It is a way for Tesla to recoup some of their losses on vehicles with the recent lack of success in the vehicle market. So perhaps they're trying to, save some money, but that is, of course, a sort of influence. Yeah. You have any thoughts, Pigus?
Uh,
Okay. So, I think that's it, guys. Thank you guys once again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. It is the Sandro Linux Community Podcast. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's show, and hopefully you guys have a nice weekend. There's a lot of stuff to be doing out there, so hopefully you guys seize the day, and thank you guys once again for watching. Like, subscribe, and share if you want to. Of course, if you don't want to, then you can always dislike if you feel like that way. Anyway, thank you guys once again. A goodbye.